Striker on the show. They wanted me to ask some WWE questions. I have a couple of random ones here that I figured I'd ask. What was the better for you in WWE? Hosting your own talk show in Striker's classroom, or being a part of the new breed in ECW?
I've got to give the slight tip to the new breed part because it allowed me an opportunity to compete at WrestleMania. And I say this all the time. There's no way in the world that a son of a social worker and a salesman from Bayside, Queens, New York should ever be in WrestleMania. And by the grace of God and through that new breed avenue, that became a reality. So there's that.
WrestleMania 22, I believe, correct? 23.
23.
Yes, the ECW versus the new breed, which I thought that was not a bad match for, what was it, an 8-man tag? It wasn't a bad match at all, you know?
And there's a great picture when they show the standard WrestleMania package, and they show WrestleMania 23. There's a picture of Rob Van Dam, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and Sabu with Scott Armstrong all standing with their arms raised after they just won.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the best part because Tommy and I have become, he's pretty much my only real friend in the world in the wrestling business. Sandman and I also extremely friendly. Sabu and Rob are one of the only people that would talk to me when no one else would. So to see that picture and that's in wrestling WWE lore and know that I was a part of it, that's kind of cool, and I feel good for my buddies too on top of it.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I have that DVD. I know what picture you're talking about, actually. So that is cool.
Thank you for my 12 cents.
Obviously, you wrestled at that WrestleMania. You also did commentary at other WrestleManias. For you, what's the big difference between being in the ring for a match at Mania and being in the announce booth for Mania?
A very high-ranking WWE official once told me in an airport, you'll go back and you'll look at some of your work from 5 years ago, 6, 7, 10 years ago, and you'll cringe because you'll hate it. And I was like, And I go back and I look at some of the WrestleMania commentary, and I was trying so hard to give you that DVD soundbite. I must have given 40 sound bites, hoping that one would live forever, that I got lost in my responsibility. I think calling a WrestleMania is so storyline intensive, and I don't know. If given that opportunity ever again, I definitely think I would approach it differently this time.
Well, what's more difficult, doing a Mania or doing a Rumble? I know we're in the middle of the Rumble season, and you did do a Rumble match. What's more difficult for you?
Well, the Mania thing, you have to understand that if there are, hypothetically, 365 shows a year, let's just say they are. 364 of them, you're talking to one audience. On the 365th day, on WrestleMania, you're talking to an entirely different audience.
True.
You're talking to international sponsors. You're talking to the first-time fan, and so on and so forth. So you need to recondition your verbal palate for words you use because you can't just say, John Cena and Mark Henry don't like each other, because the executive from Ford that happens to be in the press box needs to understand that they don't like each other because Mark Henry tried to injure John Cena 6 months ago when John was trying to become WWE champion, and John is finally healed now, and that's what Mr. McMahon wants. So there's the responsibility of WrestleMania versus a Royal Rumble per se.
I get you. I get exactly what you mean. Actually, that makes perfect sense. I know there was a lot of critique over your announcing that you're almost being too smart because you were playing the teacher's role. Did you hear that criticism, and what are your thoughts on that criticism?
I've always received that in anything I've ever done. My grandfather told me when I was 11, he called me pal. He said, pal, you make people feel stupid. You don't mean it, but you do. And I didn't understand what he meant until I got older and I got into high school and college and things like that. That people just, it's not you that they don't like, it's how you make them feel. That's what, take a Donald Trump, take a John Cena, take anything that's polarizing. People don't like them because either they remind them of someone or they don't like how they make them feel. So I try to become very cautious on how do I make people feel? And then at some point I go, you know what? I can't be responsible for how I make people feel. So there's a conflict there. I desperately want people to like me. I won't lie. It's something to discuss with my therapist one day. But I don't ever intend for my commentary to belittle or in any way, talk down to anyone. If I throw out a Billy Jack Haynes reference and it bothers you, I'm sorry. Put on a headset and throw out your own reference. I just, I don't know where to find the line there. I really do want to please everyone else, in all honesty.
That's fine. I heard that a lot. It never bothered me personally. So I was wondering why it bothered people so much. It's almost like when people complain about JBL throwing out old references on Raw. I'm like, but that's what he's referencing. Who cares? You know what I mean? It doesn't really ruin the match for me personally. I don't understand.
And again, the same things that you receive praise for are the things that you receive, they become demonized for. I remember when I first joined the SmackDown team, people lost their minds because I said great kabuki, and they loved it, and it was great. And then all of a sudden, at some point somewhere, it became, no, don't do that anymore. So I'm still trying to find a happy, medium that is going to find, that's going to make people happy. But I have a job to do, and I love what I do on Lucha Underground. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know what you're saying. And one last WWE thing, because I hear this all the time, and I have to ask. What was your? Tell me about. What was that?
No, it's not true. Whatever you're gonna ask, no.
Well, I was just because we're in the NXT world that we are in now. But you hosted that clusterfuck of a reality show, NXT, the competition show. What was your thought process during that?
Well, first off, you have to understand where the green light for that show came from, and you have to understand the original intention. The original intention, the original green light was absolutely brilliant. I mean, my God. And the way it was supposed to be structured, that show really, really should have been on USA Network. That show really should have been seen by more eyes, because what it turned into wasn't what it was supposed to be. And if you go back and look, I don't remember how many seasons there were, but go back and look and count percentage-wise out of the total amount of contestants and then how many actually made it and how many drew money. It was a very successful franchise, so to speak, and what it ended up morphing into. I loved it. It gave me an opportunity to show the brass what I could do when I was, unfettered and, untethered. Don't produce me. Don't tell me what to say. Just give me bullet points and let me go. And I earned more time in the company because of the chops that I showed them and the chops that I was able to sharpen during that experience.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. And you're right, though. Especially the first season, it came out of the Nexus angle. And most of those guys are still with the company. You have a valid point, actually. So, especially that first season.
And also, I think that, there's always these cyclical panics of new stars. Where are we going to get a new star from? Oh, my God. When Wade Barrett showed up, everyone knew that if you pull the trigger the right way, that guy could be mega star. Something happened along the way, and I don't think the door is closed, but there's a lot of guys like that. You saw Ryback for a minute. He was really going to, in that spotlight. You saw Brodus for a hot second was positioned as that guy. Daniel Bryan. I mean, go on. If Caval would have stuck around, there's so many positives from that concept.
That's a good point. So you put it that way, it's not nearly as bad as it seemed. The concept of the show was weird, but the talent that came out of it was really great. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. And now I have a question. This is me. Do you have to get the itch to want to wrestle again, or can you not wrestle again? I don't know what your situation is there. Can you not wrestle anymore? Do you have the itch to do it anymore?
That is always a question that makes me turn my head like a dog that hears a far-off sound. Thank God I can still wrestle. I still do wrestle. Actually, in the first weekend in February, I'll be up in Portland, Oregon at the WCWC. So, any chance I can get to wrestle, I definitely enjoy it. The circumstances are different now, and the sacrifices and the pros and cons are different now, but I certainly still do wrestle, and it's something that is, at the ready should the circumstances be appropriate.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you're injured and that's why you're doing commentary, and just because you're really good at commentary, they put you in commentary. I wasn't sure what the situation was there. That's good to know. I did not know that. That's good to know. I'm looking at the clock, and I have to start wrapping things up. But I want you to do everyone a favor, give the final hype, Season 2, premiere, Lucha Underground. Give the audience the final hype.
It's something that you may have heard all your friends talking about, and it also may be something that you will be the first to tell all your friends about. In this day and age where, instant gratification, everyone wants the next cool thing. I think on January 27th, no matter how you have to do it, whether you use the El Rey network or you find some ways, you anonymous people out there. I think you need to find Lucha Underground. I think you need to enjoy it because it's something different. It's something cool. And that's all we're really for at this point in the trip, I'd say.
All right. That's awesome.
How's that? How's that for a somewhat apathetic pitch?
You know what, though? In some ways, that's perfect because people just have to watch. People just have to watch to get it. Thank you so much, Matt. This was a lot of fun, and I appreciate taking your time out.
Cool, buddy. Thank you.
Bring on my guest today from Lucha Underground, Ivelisse. Ivelisse, how are you doing today?
Hey, what's up? Doing pretty all right. How about yourself?
Not bad at all. It's been a busy afternoon, so I can say that much. First of all, I have to get this out of the way, or my wife would kill me. She told me to tell you that she's one of your biggest fans and
Gotta get out.
her favorite female wrestler right now. So I want to make sure I got that out of the way right now. So,
okay.
My wife loves you. So.
Oh. Thank you.
Yes. So, first things first. Congrats on last week's main event, the Lucha Underground, being the first female wrestler to be, I don't know how it's worded, to be the main event for a male title. I think that's how it's worded. That had to be surreal. That had to be a surreal moment and exciting at the same time.
Thank you. Yeah, it means so much to me. It feels good to finally feel like, where I'm at, they appreciate, what I do, and I've worked hard to be where I'm at today, and I will continue to work hard to continue to progress and, leave my stamp.
It had to be pretty cool to actually say you were in the season premiere of Lucha Underground Season 2, because the main event sequence, the last half hour was really all you. So that is pretty cool, I have to admit. What's the atmosphere like in the temple? I have to ask, as a fan of the show, to wrestle that is different from other places.
That what? I'm sorry?
The atmosphere in the temple. How does it feel to wrestle there compared to other places?
It's definitely something special. I mean, I think that what makes it so special is that we're all like, we all have our time to shine, and every person there is very helpful to one another, and I think that helps and transcends into what you watch on TV, because it is a two-way tango when it comes to wrestling, and that unity pretty much helps, everyone shine in their own, at their own time. And I didn't mean that to rhyme, but but it did. I'm very happy.
Well, the crowd there is so much different, and What's it like? 'Cause I know like your entrance